Good evening, and a huge welcome to everyone who is joining us this evening. I'm just going to pop a little comment on there. So very, very huge welcome to everybody who is watching us both live and on the catch-up, because obviously both Bernadine and I are in the UK, so it's not always the easiest to go live and catch as many people as possible. So you may already know me. I'm Fiona, and I'm the designer behind Cozy Rosy Crochet and this channel. And then obviously I have my wonderful friend and crochet bestie, Bernadine, or B, who I don't call her as, from Me and My Hook. So we're very excited to be here today, aren't we, Bernadine?
We're telling lies on the internet.
Well, I don't, yeah, I know, but we're going to go through some very exciting.
Let me behave like, yes, I'm excited, but you know, I don't like video and live. So yes, we're excited about why we're here, but yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot of the behind the scenes of the In the Mood, because there's a lot to talk about. It's a huge project. So this, in case you're not aware and you're just joining us, In the Mood is our kind of alternative to a temperature blanket, because that's not really my show and I don't like that kind of thing. But it's also allowing us to take a moment to track our moods throughout a 12-month period and go on and make something unique using the moods that we experience over those 12 months as well. So if you're not already up on In the Mood and you want to find more information, everything is linked in the description box for you. You can go ahead. We're going to mention the In the Mood tracker a number of times tonight. The link is there for you to sign up and get your own In the Mood tracker right there in the description box for you. As I've mentioned, I'm Fiona, that's B, and we're going to tell you everything about this amazing event, from the beginning of where it started from as a little baby idea into the, I was going to say monster that it's turned into, but it's in the fact that there is a lot of work behind the scenes. So I'm going to let Bernadine introduce herself. I know who she is, but you might not. So Bernadine, tell us all about you, please.
Do you want to start with a funny?
Go for it. I love a funny.
So I went to get a haircut, right? But I couldn't get a haircut because my card won't work. Like, it won't read the thing. It won't. Yeah. And the barber's
used to anyway.
No. So I'm still auditioning for the Jackson 5. I feel like my mood today is going to be frustrated. Shall we say that? That's where I am.
Well, I'm feeling excited because I've got pretty hair today.
I know, it's not fair.
One day of every 8 weeks that I get nice hair is the day I get to see my hairdresser. So it'll be terrible from tomorrow.
I'm here with my little afro, and you've got all
I like it
and stuff. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to say a big hello to Dawn, because she's had 8 inches of snow this morning in Washington. Is that Washington State? I learned the difference yesterday. So we're very lucky. I've not had any snow yet. Have you, Bernadine?
No, it's too cold here for snow. The mountain behind me, the clouds finally cleared. It's too It's too cold, so it's still clear at the top.
Yeah. So you're saying that I just love how you're already like interjecting with what your mood is today, and therefore going to influence what you're going to be making at the end of this week. So what's your current mood right now, other than nervous, excited?
Like a little bit frustrated because I couldn't get a haircut and I wasted 2 hours of my life. Yeah. It's fine. I made a joke about it on my newsletter, and of course then something would happen to mean that I could actually get a haircut.
I must admit, I did see I read your newsletter this afternoon with great excitement, thinking, oh my goodness, going to get a hair done just like me. We're going to look stunning. But you do look stunning. I just want to put that out there. But you know that I'm saying that as how I feel about myself. So, yeah.
What should I say? Because this is your YouTube channel, right? So let's try to be professional. Okay, so I'm B, Bernadine, designer, author, all the things at Me and My Hook.
Correct, yes, that's you.
What do? I do modern, beginner, easy to read, easy to make, generally, crochet patterns. Yes, that's my book. Yay. That is still really very weird, but yay.
Sorry?
That's still really weird to see other people with the book. It's, yeah.
Oh, well, I was I was a backer, so I got I was very involved, but so yes. Now, obviously tonight we are going to be kind of not necessarily delving in very deeply, because you and I, although we have moods, we're quite I wouldn't say we're closed people. We just like to keep ourselves to ourselves and
I'm
not,
private. I'm going to say I'm private. That I don't feel like there's anything. I'm a private person. I'm not. I wouldn't say closed. Yeah.
But at the same time, we have moods.
Yeah.
All of them, not just the bad ones. We have other moods as well. And like many people, the last few years have kind of felt like we've taken a bit of a kicking. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've had some fun times. I've had some fun times, and we're not alone in that. So the whole reason behind In the Mood is for people like us that aren't necessarily as free and easy with our feelings. It is to kind of keep it a little bit personal, but also be involved in that kind of group project, because I love crochet alongs for that give us the opportunity to, you know, stitch up with other people, share our projects, share our makes. And In the Mood is going to allow us to kind of combine our crochet skills, especially from our point of view. We get to do the designing element, but we also get to share the making and the mood element in the fact that we're in a way that isn't quite as out there and open. So if you've
also
already done...
for me, not so negative, right? Or and put a positive spin on it. Like when we were deciding the moods, do you remember how many negative moods there were? Like I know people think I'm a miserable so-and-so. Generally, I am not, right? No, that's the truth. People who don't know me think I am like a really miserable person because I'm not a smiley face, or the one that gets my sisters, I don't cry at movies. People really feel like if you're like that you don't have feelings, moods, and all the things, yeah? And they're really not shy to say that to you either. Yeah, but you do. And because you don't experience things in the way that is socially acceptable, and that's what I really think it is, it's socially acceptable, then it's hard if you need help or if you just want to do something, to let something out without people think you're losing your mind, to do that. Yeah, so this is kind of a way that we can, because it's personal, but it's not, I'm not here word vomiting on my problems, right? I'm experiencing a thing in a safe space, and I'm going to crochet, and we just accept that whatever I'm going through, I'm crocheting, and it's okay.
Yeah, I like the fact that I like the word you use there, saying that it's a safe space, because, you know, not everyone has that huge, massive support group. And we're not saying that this is replacing any of that in any way, shape or form. We are not clinically trained in all of those wonderful things, but we are human. We have feelings. We understand. Yeah. And I think it's important that people find an opportunity and have that outlet. You know, that I've been trying to access services since July last year, still not heard anything. So most definitely this is going to allow me to, well, the one thing I had to put on that mood tracker was the gratitude list, because I know that if I practice gratitude and, you know, those 3 good things, it really helps me find more of those positive things that are going on in my life, because, you know, life happens. It's not always fun. So I have to go hunting for them sometimes. So that's why there's that gratitude list on there as well.
Yes, and also it's a time to, like, I'm a person that I'm more likely to let things boil up before they really get on top of me. Do you know, I won't deal with it today, I'll deal with it tomorrow. And you keep doing that until you're having a meltdown at the bus stop over the most random thing, like just, you know, crazy, whatever. So this is a bit of a way to actually make time for yourself. I know you don't make time for yourself, and I bet if you asked all your friends, regardless of their situation, they don't make time for themselves consciously, just even a small little bit every week to check in with themselves, like, am I okay? And like, is this, you know, so you can hang on just that little bit longer and better when inevitably life laughs you, because that is going to happen.
Unfortunately, yeah, life does happen. You know, I love, again, that thing. I mean, you're putting all the words into there for me. I love it. But the idea of taking just a little bit of time out. Now, crochet, as you know, I don't class crochet time as work time, do I? Because it's just the way my brain works, even though it's my job. And actually, when I do crochet, I end up feeling like it's a bit of a resentful task sometimes. So like on Sunday, I gratefully sat down and stitched up my little square, which I'm going to show you for my first week, because obviously we're ahead of the game. We have the patterns. So I've done my first square,
I haven't.
And I've taken time, I've made a little folder.
Oh,
So I've got
I
my,
have tracked my moods though.
yes, so have I. And then I'm going to put my squares in with my week, so I know it's done. And I think,
No, I'm cheap. I didn't print off all of my tracker. I've got like 1 month, and I've been writing little.
oh, you're writing it in the day.
But I've been tracking my my cards on my phone, so I know what colour I'm going to end up with. But we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to that pretty quickly, actually, because I think a lot of people want inspiration around colours and concepts about colours, because it's something that I am no expert in. And when I think about these temperature blankets that people are making, they assign a colour to a temperature, and then that's what they make. And that's why it doesn't interest me, because they make the same stitch the whole 356 rows.
No.
65 even. And it's just not for me. So when we were talking about stitches, I was like, oh my God, I can so do that, especially when it's one thing a week and it's a different stitch for each mood, which we haven't really revealed in much detail of which one's which. Yeah. But you have a really great idea for using colour. Now, before you jump in and show off all the beautiful colours that you've selected, I'm going to talk about how boring I am, because I have gone down the lazy route.
Yeah, but I think that it depends on your project. I think it depends on you and your project of what you're going to do here. But maybe we should tell people about that before we start talking about colours, because otherwise,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's not that I'm lazy or I don't know what colours go together particularly well, because obviously I have colours that I use all the time. But I am lazy when it comes to weaving ends in. So I've picked this Hayfield Spirit. It's a DK weight yarn. There's loads of versions of this, because I think they all come out of Turkey. And this one is Sundown, and I absolutely love it. It smells hand dyed, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I love that colourway. And they've got like a purple grey type one. They've got a few. They've got loads of colours.
They've got a blue. They've got a green. The colourways are phenomenal. They really are. But the reason I've picked this is because it has a long colour change. I had my squares somewhere. Where did I put them? Because I've stitched them all up. Let me grab this one. So even though this is the same square, this is the one I made this week. That was my swatch.
Yes.
And it's from the same ball of yarn. And I'm just excited to see them all match up together. So for my squares, I've taken the easy route, and I'm going to make a self-striping one. And it's going to be as random as that.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't be able to cope with that.
Oh, I know. It doesn't bother me. I'm quite happy to deal with that.
Like, I like the individual squares together. I love that. But the whole blanket, yeah.
They're going to be separated with a join.
Yes.
Which I can't find the yarn for. Oh, yeah, here we are.
We're going like, oh, yeah. See, I think that's going to look really nice. I just wouldn't be able to follow through and make myself make it. Like, yeah.
I'm really excited with my colour choice.
I'm doing colours this year. I'm trying. So maybe by the end of the cowl, I'll be able to do.
You'll be more in love with it all. So, and then I've picked a colour for blanket rose. So obviously you've got, with the blanket options, there's the granny square option, and then there's the blanket rose, which is just made and turned rose. And I'm doing it in a solid colour. Now I thought this was soft fudge, but it's not. It's light. This is light caramel.
I like it though.
Me too. And actually, because of the solid colour, the texture really shows up. So
yes, that's what I noticed when I was doing my little swatches. I've got like a million little swatches now. Look, I've got little rectangles
everywhere.
I've got little triangles. I've got the bigger triangles. They are everywhere. It's like breeding. Yeah. But yes, no, I noticed when we were doing the swatching and stuff that actually I've chosen to do a colourful version, because I don't normally pick and make stripy projects, multiple coloured things. I use gradient cakes, you know that. It's easy for me, because I too am not confident in putting colours together. But also, I have this really like struggle bus situation happening where if I get too many choices, I get confused and I can't ever make a decision or be confident in it. So I get stuck and choose nothing. So one of my things this year is to make myself actively try to use more colour. So I am making a chakra inspired version for my crochet along this year. I don't actually know which version I'm
I've just pressed the wrong button. Hang on.
of.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. You're back now. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't actually decided if I am making the rectangle or the triangle, because of course decision making problems. But I do have all the colours for the chakras here already, so it's going to be pretty bold.
For what? Sorry, the chakras.
Yeah, so that's my chakra version. Those are all the colours here. So it's going to be fairly bold and bright because they're all fairly bold colours. And I'm starting with, because we chose stitches per mood, I reassigned the stitches per chakra. So I'm starting with the root chakra in red. That's what I had last week. And what day is it today? Tuesday? It's still too early to tell what we're doing this week. But I bought some other yarn to make the alternative version. So my original idea was to make a triangle in this and then to do a solid rectangle because I don't really like stripes. But since this yarn has turned up and knowing that I likely will have too much of most of these colours for one shawl, I kind of really want to make a stripy rectangle and fringe it with all the colours. But I don't like fringe or stripes, so I'm stuck.
At least you're honest about what you actually like, you know.
Well, it's not that I don't like them, it's that I don't wear those types of things myself. It's not my usual style. But I've almost finished the other design that I'm working on, so I will be starting mine this weekend, rows 1 and 2 together. So
well,
when I've wound them and everything, then we will know what I'm making. I don't know, what do you think? What's in there? More yarn.
This is my scrap.
That's a whole bag of scrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, now, not all of it is the same yarn weight, so I don't know whether or not I'm just gonna.
Are you going to freeball it?
Yeah.
See, that's an option as well, right? If you've got loads of scrap, don't go buying yarn. Like for a temperature blanket, I see people buying these massive kits and doing all of these. And I'm impressed that you even picked all the colours, right? But then you buy all of these colours and you might not get through all the temperatures in a year, then you've got all this yarn left over. And I'm really trying not to have more yarn than I'm going to use this year again. I threw away loads of yarn moving out of the old house. And I still technically.
You might need to clarify what you mean by throwing out.
I destashed. I got rid of loads of stuff in groups. I sold it, just a couple of quid a ball. Like, take it from me, please. Just
I didn't want people thinking you literally just put it in the bin.
Oh no, I did do that with some as well because it was projects that I had forgotten about, tangled up. I found some yarn that I didn't even remember that I bought. And why did I have it? Like, why did I have scrubby yarn? Like, why did I have scrubby yarn?
I literally just found the same the other day. I bought it probably in 2019 when I was last in America properly on a shopping trip, and I had to buy Yarn Bee Scrubby before I knew any better. And yeah, I found that. Should I show you what else I found? You probably remember me buying this. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can do that. I don't know if you can see that.
Why have you still got that though? Yes, I do remember when you bought that.
Well,
actually, I don't know why you still got it because you haven't used it. But
I'm actually really, there's a massive thread on it, but I'm actually really excited. So this is a fashion yarn, which is always fun. But it's actually the weight for your shawl patterns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So when
and guess how much of it I've got?
5 minutes. 10 balls.
Yeah.
Do you know how much yarn that is?
I do, yeah, 1,200 meters.
Oh man.
Which is exactly what I need to make the triangle shawl, is it not?
Well, yes, depending on what. Well, either one, I have overestimated because we have some fairly texture stitches, and depending on, my moods aren't the same as yours, right? So depending on what you actually end up stitching up, plus or minus a little bit. And that's another reason for using your stash. If you've already got loads of yarn hanging about, then likely you have the colours that you like in the weight that you like. So just use it, yeah. And it'll and they variably go. You've already made the decision and like the yarn if it's there. So just grab it and then assign it to a stitch
and go. Yeah. I think actually that overthinking is something I'm really good at, let's be honest. And that's why I thought I've got the choice of either doing it in the right weight yarn, or I can just go for it with this scrap and clear. I mean, this is not the first time I've had to clear this thing out. I made, you know, scrap blankets and stuff, and I don't use them, so I don't want to waste it. But
yeah. No, yeah, I think that's a definite option. I mean, if you do want to buy something, because the whole point is to make something, like, I will be keeping mine. It's, you know,
this
so
is
it's
mine.
something for me. So choose the colours that you like, choose the fibre that you like. If you want to make something nice, but you're stuck on the colours, we have got a Pinterest board with some colours. We didn't pick them. Let's be very clear about this. We didn't pick the colours. We just found some palettes that were already put together for inspiration and some information about how to put colours together on a Pinterest board. It's definitely linked in the blog, but
I will add that to the description. I've just made it literally, that's why I've taken myself off for a moment while I just make a note to go and add that to the description box, because when I had a look through those suggestions that you'd put together or found and pinned for us, it really helps to clarify what colours go together. I mean, I have a colour wheel, I understand colour theory, but at the same time I see projects where I'm like, I couldn't do that, like that wouldn't work for me.
How did you pick it? Even if I don't like it, how did you put that together? Because it still works. It's not my personal taste, you know, but it still works. I've never, so yes, the colour wheels, all those.
I'm really excited to hear, and obviously to start seeing people stitching these up and to see what yarn they're using, what colours they're putting together. Are they scrapping it together like I'm going to be with one of my projects? Have they picked a colourway? Have they assigned colours to the stitches like you have? I'm genuinely excited to see how it all comes. And obviously there are only 7 days from today until those patterns come out. Let me just highlight you there because I need to see what that is in better. So what is that?
It's like a lilac. It's
what is it? Where is it from?
Oh, it's merino silk from I got it off of Love Crafts. It's
you just talk about merino silk like it's an everyday fibre.
No, mate. So look, sale. It was the sale. I wouldn't buy it necessarily up full price. But partly the reason I got it is because I needed to add on enough to get free shipping. Can I say that?
Yes, you can, because we all do it. We all do it.
But yeah, so that was it's lilac, and that's my other choice yarn to make a single colour one, because I really think, looking at my samples, there's no point really, like, I guess I could show you, but you can't really tell, and I don't have a stripy one.
No, you can see the texture though, and this is what it's all about, isn't it? Is that
so
texture.
I think the single colour might be the winner, even though I would normally make it in a cake if I was just, you know. But Carmel, Carmel, who tests for me, she's actually made 2 of these because when I sent her the test, she had a friend who already tracks their moods. So she used their moods from last year and did one month per, and so she's made a shawl like that. And she's making one for her sister already. So I asked her for some pictures because she's done one in cakes and one in stripes. I can't quite remember which is which right now, but yeah, she has. So you could do a few things with it. Do you know what I mean? I was even surprised that people track their moods already. I barely know what their week is.
It is a thing. I mean, obviously last year I bought quite a few kind of not self-help books, because you know what I mean, like I bought a gratitude book so I could record that, and I supposed to have done that. I didn't do that. And I bought that book about overthinking and things like that, because it's, you know, it's something I want to get control of. To have a more even mood. I'm not looking to be a happy clappy person all day every day. I'm a pretty happy person as it is, but actually I just want to feel more stable. And I also, something I talked about in my reveal, and I've been sharing it all over social media. I haven't shared all of them yet, but I really am excited to see the patterns that form. I've been really open and honest. You know me, like we talk very, very, very regularly, and you know when my moods change, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, we're really telling the truth on YouTube.
Oh, we're telling the truth. It's fine. Not that much. Not that much. But, you know, it's... And that's a huge impact on my mood. And I don't know if that's an age thing, but it's definitely getting worse. So I know it's something that I could possibly influence by being aware that that moody area is coming up. So I can probably influence that over time when I get used to those patterns. That's my thought process. So,
okay, so I'm getting on a bit as well. So yeah, that wasn't my... Do you know one thing that I wanted to grab a hold of is that I'm you know, I've been through some stuff this last year. There were a couple of really dark moments where I scared my children because I was crying. That's not really...
You're not a crier.
Yeah. But also, if I had taken the time to deal with the things instead of just getting on with my life, then I might have been able to manage that better. And mostly the things that set me off are things that are outside of my control. And those are the things that I ignore the longest, do you know what I mean? But they're the ones that really set me off. So yeah, that it would be good to, you know, because I know when things are happening that they're gonna, but instead of pushing it away or not just having them in it, at least recognizing what's going on might be a little bit more healthy.
Just going to reply to a comment. One sec. Sandy, if you can drop me an email to the admin email address, I will help you out with that when I come off of this as well. Sandy's trying to download a tracker. I know you can't see it, but I'm saying Sandy's having trouble getting the tracker, and she's purchased the bundle as well. So we'll have a look through and get that sorted for you. We haven't talked about the pattern bundle because we're not great at that bit, are we?
No, we're not. We haven't really talked about the pattern yet. Shall we talk?
No, we haven't really. We're just kind of talking about us.
Gassing. All right, then I'll go. So what we're doing is we are using moods to track us. We're going to track our moods, and we have assigned 7, what I'm going to call moody stitches, and groups of moods, because as we said at the beginning, when we started looking into this, there are actually a lot of moods, but most of them are really negative. And so it could just be, you could do all the things. I think there were 21 or 27 moods, but when you grouped them, there were some key, I guess, themes, and so that's what we've gone with. And what we did was we assigned a mood to a stitch. We're almost double-sided, but we do have one that really makes it not so much. And what we are going to do is track our moods every single week, and at the end of the week, your overall mood is the one that you're going to use to stitch up that bit of your project for the week. So, and there are 4 projects to choose from. So Fiona's got her squares there. She designed a side-by-side blanket and a granny square blanket. So, and I have a triangle shawl. We'll start from down there, and we have a rectangle shawl as well. But we've used all the same stitches. We've wrote the patterns independently. So we just decided on what the actual stitches were going to be and how we worked them, and then went away and designed our own things.
It was really, I have to say, it's really interesting. Obviously, I've been writing all my blog posts and stuff today, making sure, and I was thinking about the reason I've just showed you. I'm going to just highlight myself for a second so you can see this. Is this square? Can you see like how, am I going the wrong way? How textured it is, even though it's not textured. So this is the fearful square.
And obviously, is that the half doubles? It's a half double.
Extended half double crochets. So not the world's most exciting stitch, let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
But I was talking it like in my head, like when I was designing this. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. I've done it with, the way I see it, when I looked at the mood descriptions of Fearful, which I'm going to have to look up, because I want to tell you why I designed it this way, because I'm really proud of this square, which I know sounds ridiculous. So
why? It's not ridiculous.
So, like, Fearful is being anxious, concerned, stressed, vulnerable, insecure, and panicked. Now,
it's a little tight little stitch, isn't it? When you've worked it, it's kind of.
The reason I did it in this formation, especially in the square, is that those feelings and those moods make me very guarded, and I put a border around myself.
Oh.
So that's why, like, I could get a little bit upset talking about this one, because I'm really, do you know what I mean? Like, I love this square, even though it's not the happiest of moods or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, all the intention behind this one, I think it's quite, I kind of like it.
Do you know the front post, back post reminds me of having like an angry little stamp? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I can't find mine. It's somewhere.
But so yes, we have chosen. Are we going to tell people? I don't have my list here. We have what have we got? We have puffs.
Puff stitch is the happy stitch.
Yes, puffs is happy.
I've half my squares here. Sorry. Yeah.
Front post, back post is angry. And it's like an angry little stamp, isn't it?
Yeah. I love my square with that. Actually, I'm really, again, it's kind of.
We've got what have we got? Extended half doubles, which is what? Fear?
Is Fearful, yeah, the one I just showed, yeah.
We've got paired half doubles. That is, I think, sad.
It is. I can't find that one in this pile. I think that's that one.
Yeah, and then I know the others because I was doing my charts and that today. So we've got bubbles, which is joy. We've got clusters, and that is disgust. And we've got popcorns, and that is energetic. And energetic doesn't really kind of match, the others in the names of moods, but the types of moods that we've grouped in there, and we have given like suggestions on the tracker. They're happy moods, right? But they're more doing active moods. They're bigger than just happy.
Yeah.
It's creative, excited. Those type of moods over just happiness and love.
So one of my testers is kindly watching. I've got the lovely Karen watching, and she was like, "Oh my god, I love that square," when I tested it, because I think it's just that, that little bit. I don't know. In my head, it's just like I want to just kind of almost shy away, and that's why it's a small, as you said, a smaller stitch with the Fearful one.
I do. I feel like the more negative stitches, as we have put them,
are flatter.
If you look at them. We did it on purpose, but at the same time, some of them really kind of visually, for me at least, represent the thing that we're talking about. That front post, back post definitely does. And the extended stitches are really tight and closed off and stuff. And those types of moods, that's how you feel as a person when you're, that's what you feel like, in your person, and how you behave when you're experiencing those moods. When you're fearful, when you are sad, you're not open-armed and welcoming, are you? You're a bit closed off, you're guarded. And they're pretty, but they're not, out and proud like our positive stitches. I love that bit. And I'm just going to keep saying it all year. So all the happy stitches are the popping stitches.
Yes.
I really want my shawl to end up with lots of those. Of course, I have chosen to do it with the chakras, and I've assigned them differently, but I still want it to end up that way. Partly because they're my favourite stitches, but also I really want to have a positive year, and if I do, then it will be there in my shawl, won't it? But the other thing is that regardless of what happens, it will be unique to me, and if I make another one next year, it will be completely different. And that is the thing that's the most exciting. Like, I cannot wait to see when they're a few weeks in where we're all going, because the colours aren't really it, it's where the stitches go.
I must admit, I hear you exactly. Like, I want to see, I'm kind of hoping that I have quite a varied year, because I really want everyone to try all the different stitches. I want people to have a go at all the different squares and the different stitches, because obviously there's stitch tutorials going to be available for all of them. And it's going to be so much fun. I'm more excited to see which patterns people go for. If they make more than one, I'm going to try and make quite a few. But because I've written it on my tracker, I know what I need to make, and that's going to really help. So If you are looking at making these shawls, you can either head to the link in the description box, which will take you straight over to Bernadine of Me and My Hook's website. That is linked below for you. You can also find that from the link on my website. We're all cross-posting. And sorry, someone's asking some questions, just catching everyone up. The variegated yarn that I've used is Hayfield Spirit DK. It's just self-striping with a nice long colour change. What I didn't mention was, Bernadine, when I was having a look through all the yarns we've used, every yarn we've talked about is available on Love Crafts.
Yeah.
And they're all on
all
sale.
Of mine are.
They're all 20% off at the moment because they have their site-wide sale. So if you're watching this up until at least Sunday this week, that 20% off site-wide sale will be available. Everything is linked in the description box for you to go and check out those yarns. Obviously, we are in the UK. This is from
if
a
you
UK
are treating yourself,
client.
go look at the Hayfield. That's really nice. But also look at the, what is this called? Haydenville that I got from Valley Yarns. If you are going to treat yourself, this is just like a merino blend, right? But they've got loads of colours. So you could go single colour or you could go multiple colours. I would say if you are going to go multiple colours and you're not entirely sure what you're going to start with, just pick 2 and then see where you get along and then get some more. Don't go and buy 10 skeins of yarn. Don't do that because you may end up with something that you don't actually need. I had to buy all the colours because I need them because it's my design. I'm going to have to make it publicly. So I need to be prepared. However, if I end up using all of one colour, I'm going to have to go back and buy it anyway. It's not, dye lots and things aren't really going to matter too much here because it is going to be a multicoloured and stripy project. So but it was, I think I got mine at 25 or 30% off when I bought those before Christmas. So if you are going to treat yourself, I would definitely, and you like merino, I'd definitely have a look. Yeah.
Lovely. Sorry, I'm just doing comments. Someone's asked for the link in the comments, so I've popped it in there for you as well. Because it is, I mean, I've always been a huge fan of that yarn in particular. It is a 20% wool content. Yours is a lot higher. Is yours 100%?
No, 70 or 75. It says 70, 75, 25.
Yeah. So obviously mine's going to be not the best to wash, but apparently it is machine washable.
I've washed Hayfield. I've got a scarf upstairs and that it washes.
I just never wash mine.
Wash them.
Bit of a breeze does the trick.
I wash everything on 30 unless it's like a white load. So it works on my machine on 30 on, you know, like the 15-minute. That's how I block all of my stuff. I just stick it in on a load. Yeah. So
wonderful. I suppose, I mean, we've covered everything we were going to talk about. We've talked about the yarn colours.
Yeah.
You're going for a beautiful colourway that is going to be using the chakras. So from the...
I don't know what I'm going to wear it with, though, when it's finished.
Anything. It's going to be a rainbow, isn't it? You're going to have the rainbow colours coming all the way through that. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, when I start making my scrap shawl, or this one...
But you only have yarn at your house in the colours that you like. So it can only ever be something that you like.
I'm really excited. Look at the sheen on that. Can you see how it's a little bit sparkly? Probably can't.
Yes, I remember when you bought it. See, that will, because it's got a fairly long change, that's what it looks like here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were going to make like a really luxurious blanket out of it, that would look stunning. Yeah. If I was going to use that to make a shawl, I would probably go with the rectangle because I could control the blocks. That's how it would work for me, because on the triangle, my it increases, that will end up being jagged, and that's more work for me to control it than the rectangle would be, so I wouldn't do that. But yeah,
someone's we're going to work all our way through all of this, but yes, so yarn wise, amount wise, for my granny square blanket, it's all been calculated. Both of us have calculated it on the stitch that uses the most yarn. I'm assuming that's what you've done as well, Bernadine. So for your shawls, what's your yarn estimation?
1200 meters of 2-weight yarn. If you could use 3, but it will be fairly big. And if I was going to do 3-weight yarn, I'd probably just go for, I'd do half the rows in my repeats of my shawl. That's what I would do. But if you were a taller woman, person, let me not gender exclude. That's not what I'm trying to say. If you were a taller person or with a more generous frame, then you could probably get away with pattern as written in DK for my.
That's what I'm gonna have to do.
No, but you're short, right? So you'll end up with a really long thing. That's what I'm saying. If you
Really
for the
broad.
triangle, you'd probably be fine. But if you wanted to go for the rectangle in DK, it would be, I think, really big. So I would do less rows of the repeats, because you'd still end up with the same thing, and you should end up about the same length.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd say 1200. If you ended up with something that was fairly popping, then yeah.
Again, I mean, I've done the same. I've estimated the yarn on the most yarn eatery square, which is the popcorn and the bobble. So the maximum that I found out of one of those squares was 50 meters of DK weight per square. There are 54. I know there's 52 weeks, but we're going to make 54 squares, and that's going to be about a total of 2,700. No, 2,400. I can't remember. My maths is really bad.
Including the join or not including?
Not including the join.
Okay, so it's like a standard blanket, though, right?
Standard. It's a lap gown, as people call them, like a little person, a small individual throw.
Like for me.
Huh?
Like for me, I'm only a small person.
No, it'll fit me. It fits me, and I'm not a small person. But it's 36 inches by 54. Obviously, if you want to make a bigger throw, you just double the number of squares you make. And it's similar yardage for the row blanket as well, because that's just the way I've worked it out, because I'm a weirdo like that. So
I just tried to keep it simple so that the decisions you had to make was which shape.
So I've got, I think I worked it out, it's going to be 8 balls of this.
Yeah.
Which is, pretty good going. It's not the cheapest, obviously, but when I looked at my, it is on offer at the moment, and the paint box at the moment, the DK is on 20% off as well, and this has slightly less yardage or meterage than this, believe it or not, which I was surprised about.
I'm surprised by that too, but you can buy 10 packs of paint box.
I did, yeah. I mean, yes, you could. I mean, yeah. You know I have, because that's just how they come.
Buy the 10 pack. That if I was making your blanket, I'd just buy a 10 pack. Yes. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, if you're doing a solid colour, it's just easier. And then they're all the same lot number and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the final thing to mention...
I used a 4-hook for mine.
Oh, yes, same.
But gauge is not important for me.
No, it's not.
You need to just get it comfortable on your yarn because of this. And there's a few little places where there are some tricky bits, but if you get there, then you'll know why.
There's no trickiness on mine.
Well, it's not really tricky. It's just, like the half doubles and stuff, it kind of bunches it up. And
yes,
so there's some little things like that.
I've got quite a few photo tutorials actually of where to put your hook, because you know how the bobbles show on the wrong side, or the pots 1, 2. I've had to, and I've changed stitches. So when you're learning to crochet, it's one of the most challenging things of doing granny squares is you get so used to working in the round. When you turn, the stitches move. Yeah. So I've got photo tutorials so people know exactly where to put their hook, as well as
half doubles. The half doubles are bad for that. Yeah,
100%. It's in a completely different place.
Yeah.
My count made my counting fun, as my tester can probably.
Yes, and mine too.
Yeah, but hey ho.
I haven't found a mistake in my chart today. Sometimes.
Well done. So I'm really excited. We only have 7 days until the written patterns are released.
Oh, cool.
I know. It's not long now at all. So I'm just going to encourage everybody to keep tracking your mood. It doesn't matter when you start. You can start today. The In the Mood tracker is available for you to download for free. You do need to sign up to our email for us to deliver that to you. And you have the opportunity to go ahead and purchase all 4 of the different printable patterns. They'll all be available for you, and they'll all be available to download if you purchase the pattern bundle, which is a really good price actually for all 4 designs. They're available to download for just £10, and they'll be there to download from the 16th.
Yeah, 16th. That is next Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone's asked about meters to yards, and I can't do that maths, Bernadine. Help me.
So I buy my cakes, it's 1,250 yards, I believe or is it the other way around? So
it's not that big a difference between yards, actually.
It's not that big of a difference.
No.
Honestly, because I usually, let me see if I've got anything here. I would
say it's Maverick Mayhem who's asking, and I think you're closer with the 3,000.
218. So one hank is 218 yards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, it's about 1,250 for yards.
For you, and I think mine's about 3,000 to 3,100, kind of. You know, I mean, it
will say on the patterns and on the blog. I do actually put that information in my patterns and stuff. I do meters and yards. Doesn't Debbie make you do that? Oh, I'm sharing secrets, but yes, yes, I
have no idea what you're talking about.
So I do usually put it on the patterns, meters and yards, and I think it's about 1,250 because it's a length that I normally would go to for me. Yes, but there isn't much difference, and I can never remember the way round which one's higher or lower. But it's about 1,250, I would say.
Yards are longer.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 1,250 on yards.
Yeah, maths. Maths is not my fun thing at all. So
no, I need a calculator, but I'm
much on the nose there with the yardage. So thank you for that. So yeah, if you haven't already downloaded your mood tracker, today is the day to go and do it. Get started. The patterns, you can start stitching them up from Tuesday next week, which is the 16th of January. If you're watching this after that date, they're already available. Go and get them. Go and download that mood tracker and go and get stitching, because it's there, it's ready for you. I am so excited to find out what colors people are using. Also, I'm being really nosy. I would love to know which design you're thinking you're going to make. Are you sticking to one, or are you going to be like us and kind of make all of them? Because they're nice small chunks every week, it's going to be so manageable to fit in around your other projects as well, all the while practicing that self-care by tracking your mood. One thing I haven't mentioned is the benefits for tracking your mood in any great detail in this video, because to me, I find it absolutely fascinating. And I think for both of us, we're so the overriding idea for this event and for this project is the fact that it creates space to feel your feelings.
Yes. Well, I've already had some feelings last week, and I'm having some feelings today already, so it's going to be a very fun year. No, seriously, yes, it's yeah, definitely. But also, we're not doctors, right? We're not doing this so that we can be like in the big whisper and knowing everyone's stuff. We're just encouraging you to acknowledge your stuff and celebrate the wins. Life's you. So, and we all have struggles, and my struggle is different to yours, and how we deal with that always different.
Yeah.
So it's not just about recognizing that and having a way to at least release it. I always feel like if you tell someone a thing, it becomes easier because it's out there, it's real, but it's just a little weight off of your chest. Yeah. But also it's easier. Last year, just randomly, I released a book. But if you ask me, if I close my eyes and you ask me what happened in my year, I can tell you the top 3 things wouldn't be that positive thing. And that's insane. You don't celebrate. It's easy to remember the things that kick you.
So much easier. It's actually, we are genetically trained to do that. It's in our DNA. It's for that fight or flight sin that, the fact we're animals, and it's important to acknowledge that you feel your feelings for a reason. Things are going on around you, and it's important to acknowledge, acknowledge that they exist. And when they overcome you, that's when, you need to potentially reach out and get the support that you need.
Yeah, but even if you're not even accepting that they exist, then you can't move forward from there.
Most definitely. And I think for me, I'm actually making a point of writing down the good things as well, because I'm very much the same with you. The last couple of years, between the kidney and the dog, it's hard to remember anything else, isn't it?
Yeah. And so much good stuff has happened, but you have to kind of dig through all of the other, and you can do all of the bad stuff in minute detail to the second. Yeah. But
yeah, I literally can. You know that I know the exact time and everything.
No, but I feel like everybody does that, but we don't. It's not acceptable to say that. If you're not, if we don't celebrate good things and bad things in the way that society says that it's socially acceptable to do that, you don't. Nobody acknowledges does it, you're weird or called out for doing those other things, or people think that you're strange. You're not. You just are different. That's what we are. And also, even if you don't know how to fix a thing, acknowledgement's the first step. And this could be a positive way, like a pretty positive way to let it out, right? Because who doesn't need a blanket? It's cold. It's cold in my house right now.
But even if it's not cold, you know, you could. It looks pretty on a chair.
Pretty.
It looks
Oh yeah,
pretty
but
on
I
a chair.
use blankets all year round on the sofa. That who
Yeah.
doesn't need
Well,
a
so do
pretty
I.
blanket?
But
Yeah. Who doesn't like a nice scarf or a shawl? Do you know what I mean? Something for themselves. So yeah, it's a good way to let things out and to process.
wonderful. So last couple of comments I'm just going to acknowledge. So Maverick Mayhem has asked when the tutorials, the stitch tutorials and the pattern tutorials will be releasing. That's all on me, I'm afraid. So I haven't quite decided because there's a lot. And obviously I've got to pray to the algorithm gods at the same time. God, we've chatted for so long.
Neither can I. And the boys didn't kick off upstairs. I'm impressed, but
yeah,
I'm about at the end of it.
I'm aiming, obviously there's probably going to be 1 or 2 released on the first day. The blanket rose is just one tutorial. No, it's not. There's one blog post. Hang on a minute. So I've got my hook on my hand. Okay, so at minimum, there's going to be something releasing every day, or 2 things releasing every day, because there's a stitch tutorial for the stitch itself, and there's a granny square pattern to release, and then there's the rose to release as well. I don't want to stitch just one thing a day because it will take 3 weeks to get it all released. So it's probably going to be releasing quite quickly. Maverick Mayhem, I hope that helps. You'll have at least 1 square to stitch up on the very first day. Chances are there'll be everything releasing at the same time. So it's all out over 7 days, maybe 3 videos a day.
All written patterns on the chart. I don't video, so Fiona has kindly offered to do the stitch tutorials. So there will be stitch tutorials so you know how to work the stitches for the shawls. There will not be a shawl tutorial.
No.
The charts for the pattern will be included in the PDF. They will not be on the blog. But you should be able to, with the written pattern, the photo tutorials, you should be able to make both with the
and
shawls.
Regardless of if you're on either of our newsletters or either our email subscriber lists, you're going to be getting everything. So please don't worry, you're not going to miss out. We're going to be sharing each other's links as well, because that's just the way we are. Final thing is Sandy has just said her daughter has done it and her name is there for me. So I'm hoping that means she's either emailed me or she's got the download. Either way, we're going to get this sorted, which is great.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, I actually need to go and track my mood today, because I've been trying to do it in the morning, but it was the first day back at school today, so I didn't do that. We did manage to get it done without having a massive meltdown or anything. So I need to do my today's mood.
Go Miles.
Go me. No, he's actually really good, but he's tired now. And when I was like, I'm going live, coming upstairs to watch Spider-Man. I don't want to watch Spider-Man, but I guess I'm watching Spider-Man tonight. So again? I need to try. Yes. Okay. You don't have kids. Kids watch stuff a lot. And to be fair, I watch stuff a lot. I rewatched Harry Potter over Christmas. I've seen it every year since it came out.
I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to go and watch the second episode of. But anywho.
Oh, I think I know. You're going to tell me after, because I think I know what I need to watch.
Yeah. My local show, shall we call it? Yeah. Local to where I grew up. Anyway. So I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who's kindly joined us this evening to talk colours, inspiration, stitches, see some more sneak peeks and some behind the scenes of the patterns as they're going to work up. A huge thank you for joining us. Please make sure you go and grab that mood tracker, get it downloaded. If you're having any problems with the downloads, just reach out to us. You've got the email link on my channel. Go and give Bernadine a follow. You've got our Instagram in the description box. The links for the yarn is in the description box as well. They are affiliate links. So if you do purchase via those links, we will earn a small commission. It is small, so, you know, treat us. Please be kind. But we greatly appreciate that you're joining us for this kind of momentous journey of tracking our moods, using our crochet skills, and having some blooming fun with our crochet again. Yes. I'm very excited. Thank you, Bernadine, for joining me. That was probably a lot easier than you thought, wasn't it?
Yes, also, but now I need a drink. I wasn't totally prepared. I only had the dregs of my coffee, but I did it, right? It was cool.
Oh, well, that's I have caffeine during lives as well for that reason. But yes, so thank you for joining me. I'm so
No, it's
excited.
been fun.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to seeing your this week's blanket square.
Oh, which one I made? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
And I think we're
I
going
still
to
don't know
try
what
and
to make.
Yeah, we're going to try and do a few updates over the course of the year, us talking about what we've made and how our projects are progressing. You can see I'm getting tired now, my brain's going, but we're going to talk and share our projects. So if you're not following us on Instagram, please go and give us a follow, because that's where you're going to see a lot of the progress, and probably maybe once a month or so we'll catch up with our In the Mood crew and showcase what we're making.
Yes, I will be. Mine will be on Sundays, especially once the racing gets going. That's my day. That's my time.
Well, Sunday's my day off now, so yeah.
It is my day off, but it's my time, so I can watch F1 and crochet at the same time.
Exactly. So a huge thank you for joining us, and we will see you. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Bernadine, we'll see you somewhere.
Yes, I know I won't be on YouTube again, but thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye.